What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another gifted video. I'm feeling good, man. It's 6:51 in the morning. I just wanted to quickly make this another NBA upload centered around my team, the Golden State Warriors. Don't worry, we have content coming for other teams. In fact, by the end of this video, I'm going to be talking about a live stream that I'm doing tonight on the channel. But I really just want to talk about last night's game before I go to work. So number one, I missed it. That's right. I'm going to talk about a game I did not watch at all. I look good now, but I live in Detroit, and yesterday it was a thunder snowstorm. There was hail coming down. It was beating me up in the face. I was going through it, okay? Your boy was down bad, but I woke up this morning. I got a chance to see a lot of the plays that took place in that game, and I just want to really dedicate this video to how the Warriors have turned their season around and to the development of the younger players. For those of you that might not know, I was actually higher on James Wiseman than a lot of people were. I just feel like he needed the reps, but I do think trading him for Gary Payton was the right move, and I think that the benefits of that move are going to play out once he comes back to the court. But this team has won 5 games in a row. No Steph Curry playing, no Andrew Wiggins, no Gary Payton, and there have been no excuses. Clay Thompson, I promise you, there will be a Clay Thompson breakdown video of like his last 30 games on his channel at some point. He has been phenomenal for this team. The defense I've seen from Clay has been very, very intense. The way he picked up Brandon Ingram last night, Tatum earlier in the season, he's just shown great flashes of getting back to the two-way Clay that we all know him to be. And then offensively, what I love is the patience, like the passing he did last night to Looney off of his shooting gravity was just phenomenal. Like he played a really complete overall game. And obviously last night the 27 points is going to be the number one thing that stands out, but the way he's just become an overall player, like passing the ball multiple times, getting his shot up whenever he wants, not really forcing the issue as much. That type of Clay has been instrumental to us being in these games and winning a lot of these games without Steph Curry. This season, I think the Warriors are 14-12 without Steph Curry, and he's been a big part of that. But the next person we got to talk about, man, Jonathan Kuminga. I mean, 6'7", 6'8" wing, super young. Wasn't really getting that much opportunity at the very beginning of the season, but I think with all of the injuries, he has been the consistent piece in terms of being a guy that I can trust. I feel like to pressure the ball, be very, very physical at the point of attack, and really just contest and use his athleticism. And he's been very, very good defensively. But I kind of feel like for Kuminga, if you've been watching his team, you know that already, right? Like you understand what his value is on the court. But offensively, Kuminga has been a marvel. Like a couple games ago, I looked up his catch and shoot, and it said he was shooting 60% on catch and shoot jumpers. Like he just looks to be so confident and much more in flow with our offense. I feel like I can rely on him to hit a three almost every game. And considering where Kuminga was a year ago, a lot of people will laugh at me for saying that. But he's been so consistent for our team. And the critical part is, again, with no Andrew Wiggins, not having anyone on the POA, what Kuminga has done in terms of playing defense, but also going on the other end and being able to give us 10 points, 19 points like last night, 4 steals, blocks, like deflections. He's just been overall there. And when you talk about his role in this team right now, imagine adding a Steph Curry to it to where there's more spacing around him as a vertical finisher and he can shoot. Like the level that this team is going to be able to reach, especially come playoff time, because remember, right now in the season, you're getting teams' best efforts because these games all matter. Right now in the West, the play-in is still decided by 1 or 2 games every single night. So every time you see a Western Conference team play, they're trying their best and their hardest to win. Like the Pelicans had the Warriors down 15 early last night, but this team, they didn't panic. They played their game. Poole did not overall have a great shooting night, but they were able to overcome it because of the poise and like the poise of who the Warriors are, especially in our third quarters. Historically, just hasn't really been there this season, but they're starting to turn that page. And for me, I'm just so thankful of that. I have to credit Klay Thompson in terms of being another solid ball handler in our offense that has been able to not make as many mistakes. And because of his scoring and his decision making, he's able to take some of the pressure off of Poole to have to be consistent on a night to night basis. So I'm just loving what I'm seeing as a fan. And obviously, with the playoffs coming up, we know that we're going to get teams' best looks in the playoffs. So you want to be playing your best basketball towards the end of the season. And if you compare this season to last season we weren't doing that. We got off hot early to an 18-0 start, but based on the three different injuries that took place between Clay, Steph, and Draymond, the way we close out the season wasn't particularly as strong as we would have liked it to be. But this season is kind of the inverse. Instead, we've been kind of mid to 500 all season, but now we're really hitting our stride and going on the run that we all thought we could do. So for me, I'm very excited to see the growth in this team and the efforts that they are consistently showing on the defensive end. Because again, Golden State, I understand we have Steph Curry, like the offense is what might pop to you as a viewer. But this team has always been a team that thrives on defense. They get defensive stops, they get out in transition, and they capitalize off of the mistakes that other teams make. And based off of that, that's how they're able to get a offensive explosion going on when they're able to string together stops. And Kuminga, Clay, and Draymond have been instrumental on that end of the basketball floor. Even Dante, who I haven't even gotten to yet, but his peskiness, his grit, his grind, his aggressiveness at the point of attack in the context of what our team is has been sensational. So for me, I'm just super happy about the future of this team coming up. But one game doesn't move me. Even 5 games in the West doesn't move me because the standings are always changing. So if we lose the next game or 2 games in a row, we can go from 5 to like 9 or 10. So they have to stay poised. They have to keep stringing us off. But also, they've been at home. And we all know that the story of this season so far has been how do the Warriors bring this on the road? How do the Warriors play consistent on the road? And we haven't. But I think that the difference is earlier in the season, we were just a very hot home team. But the habits and the tendencies that I'm seeing in our current home stretch makes me believe that they can bring that with them on the road because they're playing defense, they're communicating a lot more. There's just more consistent effort on that end of the floor. And again, we have to give them some grace because they're doing it without a great point of attack defender, two-way player in Andrew Wiggins, another POA in Payton, who's going to really help buffer the bench defense when he comes back, and then without the best player in Steph Curry. So I'm absolutely impressed, and I think that these guys definitely deserve their flowers for the efforts that they've been putting out. But ultimately, we have the Lakers game coming up. I think that takes place on Sunday. I can't wait. Steph might be able to come back in that game. I'm really hoping that we come out there and we dominate on the road, but we'll see. Um, I just want to say I really appreciate all the support that I'm getting on the channel. It's my birthday month, in case y'all didn't know. So I turned 24 on March 30th. So if you can like and subscribe, that really helps the channel grow. I want to be pushing out more content, but it's just a lot because I've been working. It's bad weather in Detroit. A lot has been going down, but we got some stuff popping off tonight though. On this channel, I'm going to be live streaming the Bucks versus Sixers game. And no, I'm not going to actually be showing you the game because that would be copyright. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to be hosting a watch party with a couple of my friends and viewers on the YouTube side. If you have Twitter, I'm going to pin this in the description and also the comment section. Feel free to pull up to a Twitter space. That's like a room that I host where we just talk about basketball. And we're going to watch the game live and commentate on exactly what's happening. It should be very, very fun. I think the Bucks have been one of the best teams in the East so far. Consistent on the defensive end, and their offense is starting to get better. And I think for the Sixers, they just have a very tough schedule. They've had some great wins, but also some disappointing losses in their last 10 games. But this is going to be like a heavyweight matchup between obviously Giannis, who some people feel like is the best player in the world, and Joel Embiid, who some people feel like should be the MVP, right? So this is going to be a very fun matchup. So make sure to tap in. I'll make sure to have that in the comment section. But I've said a lot. I'm happy about my team. Go Warriors. You will be seeing a lot more content from me as a content creator. I'm going to pick that up, but I appreciate it. And always appreciate basketball. I think basketball is the most, you know, important thing to me, just appreciating the game compared to getting caught up in player narratives, because that's not real hoops. We got to appreciate the good hoops while we got them, right? So I'll leave y'all with that. I'm gonna try to upload more because again, I can't waste this haircut. I don't like to record when I don't have a haircut, and it's been kind of tough because I work 10-hour shifts. But I'm not gonna waste any more of your time. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next gifted upload. Peace out, people.